the pinnacle of strength. On January 4th, 2020, IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championship matches see four men start a historic double gold dash, while Hiromu Takahashi and Will Ospreay push the limits of human athleticism in a bid to steal the show of shows, the birthplace of legend.
Hiromu is back!
On January 5th, as Jushin Thunder Liger ends his legacy when he wrestles for the final time. Chris Jericho and Hiroshi Tanahashi will battle to extend their own.
Wait a minute, Tanahashi! Tanahashi! Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time. The Painmaker versus the Ace. It's going to be a classic match. It's also going to be your last match, Tana.
And in a historic main event, one will lead New Japan Pro Wrestling to new untold heights. Tetsuya Naito, J1, Kota Ibushi, and Kazuchika Okada, who will leave with all the gold and all the power. In a two-night spectacular, it's Wrestle Kingdom 14. Let's see it.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tiger Driver Radio, the first new episode of 2020, baby.
2020. I thought you were gonna do the John Cena thing. Yeah.
Oh, dude. 2019 is old news now. It's 2020.
Yeah.
And man, what a great way to start off this 2020 than Wrestle Kingdom this weekend. New Japan presents for the first time in the company's history 2 nights at the Tokyo Dome. And man, this card is stacked.
Super stacked.
Mega stacked.
Like every time I think about it, I just get chills. Like you have two great nights of great wrestling.
Quality wrestling. And the thing that's interesting too is that Okada recently did an interview and acknowledged like what's his opinions about American wrestling. And he says, honestly, American wrestling's great. He's like, I love American wrestling. There's a lot of good American wrestling. And there's other companies that do, yes, they have a bigger platform. Yeah. And you obviously know that he's referring to the WWE. Mm-hmm. He's like, they have a bigger platform. They have a much bigger event than Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah. But I will say when it comes to the actual matches, when it comes to like the fight, when it comes to what people can do in that ring, New Japan Pro Wrestling is a bigger company in terms of the quality of wrestlers and how meaningful those wrestling matches are. I can completely agree. Because in the past couple of years, can you really tell me like what matches at WrestleMania were like show stealing? Maybe a couple.
Yeah, can't even think of one.
Can't think of, but with New Japan, there's numerous.
Yeah.
Problem is like how do you pick? You know, how do you really pick? So for me, everyone's excited for WrestleMania. You know, and you're doing me wrong. WrestleMania weekend is a fun time. I've done the WrestleMania weekend before. Mm-hmm. I have been to WrestleMania. I have been to events surrounding WrestleMania. As this past year, I was at, you know, the New Japan ROH show at MSG. I went to go see MLW live. I was at Pancakes and Pile Drivers. I went to WrestleCon. And
all the stuff surrounding.
I went to a lot of the events surrounding it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. But for me, in terms of like just a single event that I'm so excited about, I have every year for the past, I would say 5 years.
Yeah.
I have watched Wrestle Kingdom live. Like I have either called it off the next day or I will always watch Wrestle Kingdom live.
Go to work, half asleep.
Go to work. Last year, you know, with the Nesio group, went to work dying.
Yeah.
I was dying. That was physically painful to like watch the last couple of minutes of Tanahashi versus Omega.
Uh-huh.
And then just rush back to my house, shower, change into my clothes for work, and then go straight to work. Once it was 11 o'clock, because 11 o'clock is when you can technically go to, and for my job, I usually like my lunch is at 12:30, but I decided to go early that day. It's like, I really need this. So
took a nap.
Yes.
Took a power nap.
I took a nap and said, hey, you know, I'm having a little bit of car trouble. I'm going to come back. So I took an hour and a half nap.
Yeah.
And it saved me. for the rest of the day. And oh my God, it was painful. So this year, thankfully, I got this year, it's awesome. Wrestle Kingdom, for those of you that do not know, is 2 days. And of course, it'll be airing at 2 a.m. Eastern time, 1 a.m. Central this Saturday. And then coincidentally, the same day, it'll air at 12 a.m. Eastern time Sunday, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Here in the United States. So for some of us, we'll watch Wrestle Kingdom on Saturday as a whole. For some of you guys have that hour break, and
Gonna be Saturday and Sunday.
it'll be Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, and or then, you know, in some people's cases, it'll, for the West Coast guys, it'll be 11 p.m. Friday where Wrestle Kingdom starts. And then for Saturday, it'll of course be 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like if you're on the West Coast, it works out the best for you.
Yeah.
Because you can literally watch the events at night and get a proper night's sleep. So me, we're gonna suffer a little bit, but it'll be okay.
Yeah. I got Monday off, January 6th off. So I could probably even watch New Year's Dash live.
Oh man. I can't really ask for Monday off. Because I've had, dude, this past week I had 10 days off straight.
Yeah.
10 days away from work, which was amazing. I caught up on a lot of New Japan matches that I might have missed. Caught up on other types of wrestling I didn't, whatever. And I just putzed around.
Yeah.
I just putzed around. I did absolutely nothing, and it was everything I had hoped for.
It's always good to do that.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, you worked hard the whole year. You deserve it.
Yeah. Towards the end of the year, I was starting to run out of gas a little bit.
I
was like getting a little exhausted and stuff like that. So it's like now I feel refreshed. I'm better. I'm ready. 2020. 4 hours to go. But yeah, man, I am super excited for Wrestle Kingdom. And the cool thing about Wrestle Kingdom is that they had just in the past couple of days, they announced that Stardom will officially have a match at Wrestle Kingdom, which I think is the first time that a Joshi. And if for any listeners out there, you can correct me. I think it's the first time in decades, maybe ever, that a Joshi match has been on a Wrestle Kingdom card.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen anything like, because I was going through the New Japan archives during the weekend, and I didn't really see any of that.
Well, the thing is, like, I know that it was pretty controversial in the early 2000s at the Tokyo Dome when Joni Laurer, aka China, had a match against Masahiro Chono. And, she went toe to toe with Chono. Of course, Chono did win. But the fact that it was an intergender match in Japanese wrestling on a big stage like that, it wasn't some indie promotion. It was at the Tokyo Dome. And I know Joshi has wrestled in the Tokyo Dome, like, and for All Japan Pro Wrestling, or even just, for JWP and Gaia Japan, like older promotions back then. But I'm not 100% sure if Joshi Wrestling has ever been on a New Japan card at a Wrestle Kingdom. I'm pretty sure it hasn't. So this is groundbreaking, seeing as how I think Bushiroad purchased Stardom. But then within the purchase of Stardom, there's been some controversy. I know 2 wrestlers from Stardom have retired.
Yeah.
One being a member of Odetai, Hazuki, who was a big popular star. And the thing is, she cut a promo where she's basically saying, I just want to thank everyone that supported me, thank the fans. I love you all, and I hate Stardom. And I'm like, whoa.
Hey.
Like, wow, okay.
Just give him the bird and she was out of there?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly. and it was just kind of nuts. So I want to know what's going on in terms of, like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Like, what's the beef with Stardom? I've heard a lot of weird things about backstage scenes of Stardom in terms of sexism and money for some wrestlers, but we'll have to wait and see. I am a little shocked that when it came to the opening match with Stardom, that I'm not shocked that Mayu Iwatani got asked to put in there, and I'm not surprised Hana Kimura got asked. I'm just surprised that Bae Priestley was not asked to be in that opening match.
Or isn't there other American wrestlers on there too?
Yeah, but I mean, Bae Priestley has been like the top foreign girl in the promotion. So I don't know what was the logic behind that. I don't know.
Or even make it a title match too.
Yeah. But I guess not. I guess this was kind of like a showcase to let people know that, hey, if you're interested in watching Stardom, we are a thing. So maybe it was just kind of like a,
Well, hopefully they showcase some more.
I do. I hope so too. And the thing that also gets on my nerves though about when it comes to uninitiated watchers to New Japan Pro Wrestling,
Yeah.
is that people say, "Oh, New Japan needs to have a women's division." No, they don't. Like, and the best thing about Japan versus America is that in Japan there are many women's promotions.
Mhm.
Go support them. There's Sendai Women's Pro, there's Tokyo Joshi, Stardom.
Yeah.
There's several other, women's Joshi wrestling that I'm not thinking of at the moment, but those are the three ones that come to mind.
Which one's Shimmer?
Shimmer.
No, that's not Japan.
That's in Japan. That's in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Shimmer in the United States, and and the thing is, like, in the United States, women's wrestling is on fire right now. But the thing is, in Japan, it's been going on for well over 20 years, 20, 30 years, like, where Japanese women's wrestling, has always had its own platform. I think now the difference is with the way it's set up in Japan is that women's wrestling they've always had their own platform, but I think now people are starting to look at the platform and wanting to make the platform bigger.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a big deal that this match is taking place on a New Japan card. And I'm pretty sure that New Japan will start showcasing Stardom wrestlers on their shows to incorporate women into their shows, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be New Japan Pro Wrestling division of women. It's just going to be New Japan featuring Stardom.
Which would be cool.
Which either way, it's cool.
Yeah, because they always have 8 matches in every event. They have a continuous amount of events every month. So if they have 8 matches each time, having at least maybe the first or second match, maybe right after the Young Lions to feature Stardom would be cool. Because usually at the second match they put like old school New Japan wrestlers.
Yeah.
And it would be a little bit of a nice change, put maybe Stardom in there once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like, break it up a little bit. So I'm really excited, especially for that first night, to see what the women of Stardom have. And then, of course, to kind of, in this opening card, you have pretty much a Young Lions standoff where it's like the Japan Dojo with Yota Tsuji and Yuya Amura and Tomoaki Honma with Togi Makabe against Alex Coughlin, Connor, Carl Fredericks, and Toa Henare. I think, like I said, this is going to be further increasing that rivalry between, like, the Japan Dojo and the Los Angeles Dojo.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of, honestly, I'm very excited to see Carl Fredericks, Clark, and Alex finally get that opportunity to step up. Carl Fredericks especially. I think Carl Fredericks, I don't necessarily know if this is considered his excursion coming to New Japan or if he'll get sent to Mexico or England. But I think Carl Fredericks is ready to be allowed to step up into another level of competition and start showing a little bit more about who he is.
Who's your pick on this one? Who do you think wins between the two teams?
I think Carl Fredericks pins Yota Tsuji.
Man, you even know who's going to pin who?
I have
cool.
a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Carl Fredericks is going to be showcased in this one.
Yeah. Not Henare, even though he's the one who has already all the
most
of the gimmicks, his gear, his.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like Toa Henare needs, at this point now, he just needs to be able to be put in a rivalry that's going to bring out the best in him.
Yeah.
He just needs an opportunity now. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's one of the best ones. Other than Yuramuro's pretty cool once in a while.
He has a lot of potential.
But you're still missing that secret sauce.
Exactly. And then, of course, you also have another opening match, which is a little, I don't know if this is just to kind of pander towards like the older audience, the older generation. It's, Kojima and Tenkoji against Nakanishi and Nagata. But the thing is, you see these tag matches between these four a lot on house shows.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, why showcase? I mean, I understand it's on the opening match, so it's of no big loss in general. But I feel like
you just want to see Kojima's chops.
Yeah, but
he does.
I would just think that, like, with Tenkoji, I just think Kojima can do a lot more.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I don't think Tenzan is done either. I think Nakanishi has seen better years and needs to step down. I think Nagata still has a little bit of fight left in him.
Yeah.
So I just kind of feel like annoyed that they're kind of featured on an opening tag match that we've seen a million times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested.
On this one, it's probably Kojima pinning Nakanishi, no?
Probably.
Something like that.
Absolutely. But then, of course, the opening match of the main Tokyo Dome card is one that I am really excited about, seeing as how I've been a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling since '95. So it's like Tiger Mask, the Great Sasuke, legendary, former IWGP and NWA Heavyweight Champion Tatsumi Fujinami, and Jushin Thunder Liger with El Samurai, his former tag team partner in the 90s and early 2000s, against the team of Ryusuke Taguchi, Tatsuhiro Takawai, Shinjiro Otani, and Naoki Sano. And Naoki Sano was a big rival of Liger, especially in the mid to early 90s, especially when a lot of MMA guys and a lot of like mixed martial art type guys would start challenging pro wrestlers to fights. Liger could stand on his own, and especially against his rivalry against Naoki Sano, which I went back and watched some of their old matches, and man, they're
still good.
Yeah,
They're still awesome.
Still awesome. And the thing is, like, I think a lot of people at this point with Jushin Thunder Liger, I think a lot of people don't realize how truly talented Liger is as a mat wrestler.
Yeah.
Especially when you see his career from the late 80s to early 90s. He was very much a high flyer. Liger was responsible for the shooting star press. He created that move. You know, the Shote, the running Liger bomb, the rolling capo kick, the flip off of the apron. Like, he created a lot of these high flying moves you see now. And I think when he had his brain cancer scare in the mid 90s and he survived it, I think after that, you could tell he modified his style to be a lot more traditional strong style and a lot more mat based. So he definitely like started to use more of his mat techniques. And watching some of his old matches that I saw after his brain cancer happened, you could tell that he changed his style up. And I think one of the things that a lot of people, everyone knows Liger as the high flyer, as the innovator, but I think you cannot downsell the fact that Liger was also a very talented mat wrestler. You saw him go toe to toe with Suzuki for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Suzuki did ultimately win last year, but still, the fact that he was, and how many people can honestly say they can go toe to toe for Suzuki at all? Not many people. And the fact that he kept up with them for a while.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm really excited to see this showcase of Liger's past.
I don't know about Taguchi being in there.
I think it's Taguchi because I think they've always had this respect between each other. You know, they've wrestled against each other a lot.
Or just some comedic relief.
Yeah, because like Taguchi was very much considered the top junior heavyweight until like 2010.
Yeah.
Following 2010, not so much, because that's when he broke off from Apollo 55 with Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, and became more of a comedic wrestler after that. You know, so I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of wrestlers I would have liked to have seen in here that aren't. I would have loved to have seen Koji.
What if Ultimo Dragon comes up?
Yeah, exactly. I thought Ultimo Dragon would have been in here. Yeah. I thought maybe Koji Kanemoto would have been in here. Mm-hmm. I thought Kendo Kashin would have been in here. I thought Super Delphine might even be here. Like a lot more wrestlers from Osaka Pro, or excuse me, from Michinoku Pro would have been featured. But like I said, this is ultimately his match. He just said, these are the people that I want in it. Make it happen. And they did. Yeah. So who am I to complain? Because at the end of the day, this is his career and this is his final match and this is what he wanted.
He's the one that chooses.
Exactly. And then, of course, you got the second match, which is pretty much LIJ versus Suzuki Gun, which should be entertaining as hell. Yeah. Like, it's always entertaining when Bushi, Takage, Evil, and Sonata go up against Suzuki, Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi, and El Desperado.
Yeah, one of my favorites. Well, two of my favorites, El Desperado and Taichi.
Taichi, exactly. I honestly feel like this year, Taichi needs to have a breakout year in 2020.
Yeah, everybody likes that guy. I think he's over now. He definitely has to have the opportunity to showcase his talents that he has.
I completely agree. I think it's about time.
Yeah, and then Desperado, he came back at the end of the year 2019. He should get a chance. I don't know. I don't think they're going to give it to him because he seemed like they still want to keep him maybe in the lower card for now. And then Shingo, I mean, that guy, everybody talks about him too. Everybody probably has him in his 2019 best of lists for themselves. So a lot of good people in this match. And the third match, you have, what is this? Chaos versus Bullet Club.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of problems between Chaos and Bullet Club as a whole. So I'm excited to see this. I don't understand why Yoshihashi is on this. Like, what 2020 is the year that 2020 is the year that Yoshihashi gets fucking released.
Oh man,
go fucking wrestle for anybody else but Japan, please.
What about Takahashi? Yeah, how do you feel about that guy?
Indifferent.
I think I asked you this before.
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I don't hate him. I don't like him. Yoshihashi, I just flat out don't like. Should be an entertaining match.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
this
still
will-
have Goto and Kenta.
exactly. I
Have
think this
them,
is kind of going to be a setup for the next night,
yeah,
which will be exciting.
yeah.
And then of course up next you have World Tag League winners Finley and Robinson against God, Tongaloa and Tama Tonga. Personally, I would not be surprised if Tama Tonga and Tongaloa won.
Yeah.
I don't see Finjuice winning these tag titles.
Yeah, because if they win, then Yano and Colt get a chance, and then also who else beat them in the tag tournament? I think it was Sonata and was it Sonata and Evil? No.
Yeah, Sonata and Evil did not ultimately pin them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was another team that also could get an opportunity to face them. So I think that's why they'll probably win. But right now, Juice and Finley are getting over quick, more in Japan than over here in the States.
I don't know what it is. They get over in Japan. They do. But good on them. We'll see how this happens. And then I'm really excited. I know you right before we got on this podcast today, we were watching the Lance Archer promo against John Moxley.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm excited to see Lance Archer and John Moxley pretty much destroy each other.
Think John Moxley's going to die?
I don't think he's going to die. I have a feeling John Moxley might take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a bloody, it might be a bloodbath, but he's going to take it back.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Look, more AEW partnerships going on.
Yeah, which we'll get to more of that a little bit later, but I think this is going to be great.
Yeah, definitely Archer is going to give him a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Moxley, he's always doing something crazy, so I'll be excited.
Exactly. And then this next match might not just steal night one. It might just steal all of both nights.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay against Hiromu Takahashi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Mm-hmm. And this is a big deal, seeing as how this is Takahashi's, first singles match back.
Yeah.
And he's going to be challenging Will Ospreay. And I feel like if Takahashi is healthy, which I'm sure they would not have cleared him if he was not healthy to do this,
mm-hmm.
I have a feeling these two are going to completely destroy each other.
Yeah. I want to see Hiromu's cat and Will Ospreay's pig get in a fight.
You think they're going to do a spot?
Yeah. It'll be funny.
Sex pig.
Yeah.
Calls it the sex pig.
It'll be a good match. I mean, this is going to be awesome. Like you just said, it's probably going to be the standout of the two nights. So I'm looking forward to that one.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
It really will be insane. And then, of course, up next, you have the first of two main event matches. Jay White defending the Intercontinental Championship against Tetsuya Naito, with the implication that whoever wins this match will go on to night number 2 to headline and challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight title, double title match. Mm-hmm. Coincidentally, following this match is the main event of night 1, Kazuchika Okada against Kota Ibushi. Both of these matches are very important because they lead to the main event of night number 2. And with that being said, who do you think is going to win?
I'm thinking, let's see, my picks for the Intercontinental match, I'm going Jay White. And for the heavyweight, I'm going for Ibushi.
You think it's going to be Jay White against Ibushi for night 2?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be Naito and Ibushi.
Yeah.
For night 2.
That'll be cool.
Because then this sets up for night 2 to where Okada and Jay White will face off again. And Okada has never beaten, or Okada has beaten Jay White, but the last time he beat Jay White, it was at MSG. Mm-hmm. But Jay White has more victories over Okada.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jay White and Ibushi headlined the second night, because I think maybe New Japan is in this transition where they're trying to create other megastars. Mm-hmm. It's not that Naito is not a star. It's not that Okada isn't a star. I think at this point they really want to create other megastars so that way they can build up their international stock and attention to the product, and they'll have a lot more stars to use.
Definitely, because looking at the interviews that they had with Okada and Bushi, seems like the theme between both interviews was that they want to make it showcase New Japan all over the world, like make it bigger than it already is. And I think to do that would be the good choice would be either Jay White or Ibushi, one of the two. Since Okada and Naito are already mostly known already, but if you wanted to put it to another higher level, I think you need somebody like somebody a little bit younger, like Jay White and Ibushi.
Exactly. I mean, granted, Ibushi is older. He is 37.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But Jay White is very young.
Yeah.
And I think, you also want to create another Japanese star that does have some international exposure already. So I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to say. I just don't see Okada winning.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know how. Like I said, I think at night 2, I think the safest thing for me to say about going into night 2 is that Ibushi will be part of that main event.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not. And my pick is Naito versus Ibushi. That's me.
Yeah.
But
Naito would be cool. Naito would be my personal pick, but just thinking business-wise, that's why I was thinking Jay White and Ibushi.
Exactly. That's my thoughts exactly too. Yeah. But then that wraps up night number 1, and then we go on to night number 2, which is equal. In fact, in a lot of ways, I'm kind of excited a little bit more for night number 2.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot more, going on. Where night number 2, you have a never open weight 6-man tag team gauntlet match, where you have Ryusuke Taguchi, Toriano, and Togi Makabe defending against Robbie Eagles, Yoshihashi, and Tomohiro Ishii. And then
Yoshihashi again.
Yeah, there you go again. And then, of course, you have the LIJ team of Bushi, Shingo, and Evil. And then, of course, the Bullet Club team of Chase Owens, Takahashi, and Bad Luck Fale. And then Suzuki Goons, Taichi, El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. So you have all these teams in a gauntlet match for the Never Openweight Championships. So that should be really fun. Where the rules are, it's random entry, 2 teams at a time, 60-minute fall. Winner stays on. Last team left are the Never Openweight Tag Team match. Or not, Never Openweight Tag Team
Champions.
Which will be awesome.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the opening match, which is Naoki Sano and Jushin Thunder Liger against the team of Ryu Lee, a.k.a. Dragon Lee, and Hiromu Takahashi. It's like the future of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight division against the past, which I'm pretty sure this is how it's being booked. And of course, Liger and Sano will be, escorted down to the ring by Yoshiaki Fujiwara, the creator of the Fujiwara armbar. So he's the one that created that move. So that'll be really awesome. It's like I said, it's an all-encompassing experience of Liger's past and him acknowledging the future. So it'll be really exciting. I'm really excited. Liger even said, I don't want these people to treat me and be easy on me. He's like, no, I want you to beat me up. Like, if you're as good as you say you are, bring it, and I will fight you with everything that I have. So hopefully this tag match is gonna, it's gonna kick some ass. I'm really excited to see this final match in Liger's career.
It's also cool for Hiromu and Ryu Lee or Dragon Lee. Like, it seems like they're the ones that are gonna, Liger's giving them here's do as much as you can with junior heavyweight now. Go crazy.
Exactly. And then, of course, you have the next night, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Match between Sho and Yo, Roppongi 3K against El Fantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. This should be an exciting tag match because they definitely killed it, during the Junior Tag League.
Yeah, it was a crazy match.
It was a crazy match. Very crazy match. Very high paced. Lots of close calls. Lots of, close, 3 counts, false finishes. Really excited to see how this is going to go down between these two.
Yeah, and El Fantasma and Ishimori, I hope. I know the stuff they do as heels, the heel gimmicks they do during matches. It's cool. It's funny to see. I'm just hoping they just go full on, just have a great match instead of just trying to do heel tactics. So
yeah, true. But I would get the Tokyo Dome crowd heated.
Yeah,
if they were acting like pure heels. And then, of course, up next you have the British Heavyweight Championship being defended at Wrestle Kingdom, where Zack Sabre Jr. goes one-on-one against Sonata. I think this might be the beginning. I think this might be the beginning of the year of Sonata, and I see Sonata pinning Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, that's another guy that's pretty amazing. For my favorites in New Japan is Ospreay, Ospreay, Taichi, and then Sonata is one of them too. So, and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
And then you have the next match, fourth match, is Juice Robinson versus whoever lost between Lance Archer and
John
and
Moxley.
Moxley. Yeah.
No, whoever won. He said lost.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Whoever won.
Yeah, exactly. Which I believe it'll be Moxley.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Moxley.
Moxley versus Juice Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then who do you think wins between Moxley and Robinson?
I want to say Moxley, but I think Robinson.
Yeah.
I don't think Robinson will become a tag champ. I think he'll become U.S. champ again.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. That makes sense. Put that guy over.
Exactly.
He's super over in Japan. Let's see. Then you have the fifth match between Kenta and Goto.
The Never Openweight Championship. Kenta against Goto, which Goto in a lot of ways has kind of been the figurehead for Shibata, who cannot wrestle.
Uh-huh.
So there's been a lot of personal heat between these two since the G1, since Kenta defected to Bullet Club. So I'm very excited to see these two go at it. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a match of two people just kicking the shit out of each other the whole match. Just stiff kicks, stiff strikes. I'm glad to see Goto is back on, the main card.
Yeah.
Of a Wrestle Kingdom show.
Fifth match. It's gonna be good. I think that's what I'm seeing. Why you're more excited for night 2 than night 1.
Yeah.
Seems like it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, both nights are great, but I'm a little more excited, just a little over night 2. And then of course the special singles match where the two non-champions after the first night's Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championship matches, basically the losers from those matches, will have a special one-on-one match. So who knows? I think it's going to be White versus Okada.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it'll be White versus Okada.
I mean, it would be a good way to close out the night too if you have Okada on the, top tier of the card. Last matches. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then of course the 7th match, which is pretty much like one of the double main event, the triple main event really of night 2. It'll be Hiroshi Tanahashi against Chris Jericho. And recently Chris Jericho has gone out on video and said that he got permission from Tony Khan to say, if you can beat me, Tanahashi, if you could pin me at Wrestle Kingdom, I will give you an opportunity at the AEW Heavyweight Championship, which is shocking to me. Because, okay, let's say if it's just to hype up this match and then suddenly, Tanahashi loses. The fact that they were able to mention Tanahashi and the fact that New Japan retweeted AEW, the fact that AEW mentions New Japan Pro Wrestling, they don't just say Japan, they mention New Japan Pro Wrestling by name. And who's to say that Chris Jericho doesn't walk down the aisle with his AEW championship? Wow. I think it'll add attention, add prestige to the title, and it'll make it exciting to watch this match because that just lets you know that there's now going to be open communication between both promotions.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which would be exciting.
Yeah, because they're doing stuff with AAA, so why not with New Japan? And then Tony Khan, I would figure he would definitely want to do this because I think he's a bigger nerd than we are.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I think he's a big old New Japan mark or wrestling mark. So he'll definitely want to do this. So why not? 8th match, you got for the IWGP Heavyweight title and Intercontinental title. They're calling it the what is it called? The
Gold Rush,
Gold Dash,
the Gold Dash. Yeah, calling it the double title Gold Dash, and I think it's going to come down to Naito and Ibushi. That's my pick.
Yeah. No, I'm still thinking White and Ibushi.
White and Ibushi. Okay.
Yeah.
Point is, I think you and I can both agree that Ibushi will walk into the second night of Wrestle Kingdom as IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
At least. I'm mega excited for both these nights. And man.
It also makes you wonder what they're gonna do with 2 titles. If they're just gonna merge them together, just make one, or just
it's kind of like what All Japan did with the Triple Crown Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna do away with the Intercontinental title and kind of raise the US title. I don't know. Who's to say? Or maybe it's just a matter of pride at this point.
Yeah.
You can't really assume anything at this point.
Yeah.
But
and you have the New Year's Dash the following day.
New Year's Dash. The only thing that's been announced for New Year's Dash thus far has been Jushin Thunder Liger's final ceremony.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's going to have his ceremony and somebody's going to jump him. I have a bad feeling that somebody's going to truly fuck with him.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's going to be like super traditional, just like they did with Tatsumi Fujinami and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and it's gonna be emotional through all these nights just to seeing Liger for one of the last times.
because I've been lucky to see Liger wrestle in person 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
3 times for Ring of Honor against Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Which was a weird ending. It was ended on a figure 4. But nonetheless, it was still an entertaining match to see Liger against Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Liger wrestling at Madison Square Garden last year. I really marked out hard when he had a stare down with the Great Muta because they had history.
Yeah.
So it's him versus the Great Muta in Madison Square Garden, which was mind blowing to me. And then the third time was watching him at the G1, the G1 special in Dallas, when he was in a tag match. It was just awesome just to be able to see Liger.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I've said it a million times how much I cannot overstate the importance of Jushin Thunder Liger. So I'm very excited for this.
You're gonna cry, Wendy.
I might get emotional. That's not even a joke, because it's seeing basically a part of one of the main reasons why I love pro wrestling is
Liger.
now going to hang up his boots. He's
Yeah.
done. I wouldn't be surprised if he still is at the dojo training people. I think he has too much knowledge to not teach people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the last you'll see of Liger. I just don't think you're going to see him wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
They'll probably still do commentary.
Commentary. I hope so. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Liger to go away. Ultimately, I don't want to see him go away. I just know that he's done with being an in-ring competitor.
Man, I'm excited, man.
Wrestle Kingdom. Dude, I'm just beyond stoked.
Can it happen right now?
I wish.
Let's watch it right now.
Yeah, man. But if you guys I would be interested to hear, what do you guys think? What are your guys' picks? Let us know on
social media.
On social media.
Let us know right now. You can even call us right now to see what your picks are.
Exactly, man. Don't be shy. Don't be a bastard. Don't be a bastard.
But on that note, social media, you can reach us on Facebook, Tiger Driver Radio, on Instagram, Tiger Driver Radio, on Twitter, we are at Tiger Driver Rad1. That's RAD1, the number 1. Or you can even email us at tigerdriverradio@gmail.com. Baby. What is you got, Mr. JP?
I honestly have nothing. It's been very quiet in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
As a whole, I will say that I am a little. I just want to give a shout out and a congratulations to La Sombra, aka Andrade Cien Almas, for the WWE, proposing and popping the question to Charlotte Flair. Congratulations.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because he got the U.S. championship.
No, that too. And in Madison Square Garden, like I said, we still celebrate good wrestlers, even if we're not all about the E. Yeah. A good wrestler is a good wrestler is a good wrestler.
Even Ric Flair said, "Oh, it's like one of the family is getting the championship, or still staying with the family, that belt, that title," which is kind of cool. And Ric Flair said that on Twitter.
Ric Flair co-signs you. That's a good. Not only does he co-sign you, but you're also with his daughter. Yeah. So I hope you're on his good side.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then, of course, for those of you out there, man, go out there and support other types of pro wrestling. I know what I'm also excited about, and I might order it and watch it later, is ICW Wrestling No Holds Barred pay-per-view. Features some amazing matches. The Mr. Dirty himself, Chris Dickinson. Against Killer Cross, Takeda, deathmatch legend Takeda against Low Key, Tessa Blanchard against GCW's very own I'm trying to think of who else is on the card. It was an amazing card, and it was called the No Holds Barred pay-per-view. What a strong way to start this year, and I'm just really, really excited about it. And Nick Gage, excuse me, I don't know why, like I said, it's the new year. Nick Gage versus Tessa Blanchard, Necro Butcher against Shellac, which should just be complete violence. Chris Dickinson against Killer Cross, Low Key against Masahi Takeda, Dan Maff in his last match on the Indies. For those of you who are very familiar with Dan Maff, especially in the northeast part of the United States, against Mance Warner, Eddie Kingston against Tony Deppen, who's up and coming rising star in Game Changer Wrestling, Eric Ryan against John Wayne Murdoch, and Casanova Valentine against Homicide. All these matches, no submissions, no DQ, no rules. You have to knock out your opponent to a 10 count every match.
Yeah, this seems like a good thing to watch right before New Japan starts.
Absolutely. But the thing is, I got to sleep. I got to sleep a little bit to carry myself to New Japan. But regardless, I'm still going to order this. And I'm really, really excited about this event, especially Nick Gage versus Tessa Blanchard. Because Nick Gage, for those of you that are uninitiated, is Game Changer Wrestling's champion. Not shy about being a deathmatch guy. Yeah. Almost murdered David Arquette last year.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the year before.
Yeah.
2 years ago, he was the guy that almost murdered David Arquette with a light tube.
Oh yeah, that he kind of
stabbed him in the neck. Yeah. It was pretty damn bad. Like I said, Nick Gage is not a joke. Yeah. You know, and then of course, Game Changer Wrestling is going back to Japan later on this year, which I'm really excited about. Jun Kasai from Freedoms and Deathmatch Legend is currently out for 7 months with spinal cord issues. You know, we wish him a speedy recovery as well. So, like I said, there's bits of news here and there. It's been a little quiet. Like I said, it is the holiday season, but we are starting the new year strong with ICW No Holds Barred. Go watch that. And then, of course, go watch Wrestle Kingdom nights 1 and 2 this weekend.
It's going to be sick.
It's going to be sick. So fucking sick. Is it sick?
Yeah, guys. But right now we're live on Podbean. We're about to end the show, but we're here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. Join us on Podbean. You can talk to us. You can instant messages, call us, whatever you want to do. Hit us up on our social media, and just be in touch, Tiger Driver Army. Let's keep talking wrestling this 2020.
Absolutely, man. And don't be shy. Also, before we head out, for those of you that know, we have talked about it on the show. We would love to find our way to go to Wrestle Kingdom next year. We are thinking about setting up a Patreon and or a crowdfund account.
Patreon? What?
Exactly. So look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen, because for those of you that do decide to donate, we'll also reap some rewards. We will be giving away T-shirts, some giving away stickers, possibly merch from Japan. We will definitely be hooking it up in your favor if you're willing to help us. You scratch our back. You scratch our back. We scratch yours.
Oh, yeah.
And on that note, enjoy pro wrestling. Welcome to 2020. It's going to be awesome. Peace.
Adios.